Hello everyone, welcome to this first video. So when I first had the idea of having these long form conversations, one of the first people that actually came to mind for me was my friend Seng Henk. So Seng Henk goes by the name Seng in the UK, and he was on the cast of the West End premiere of Aladdin. So he was on that for a year, and he's currently in the middle of a 2-year-long UK tour of Miss Saigon, and he's on the cast of that as well, of course. So Seng Henk and I had a really long conversation about all kinds of things. I'm going to split the conversation up into multiple videos. And in this first video, we talk about his journey from Singapore to the West End. We talk about his academic life here in the UK, how he got his Aladdin gig, and he gives us a little bit more, he gives me a little bit more of a flavor of what it's like working on Aladdin. So I hope you enjoy this, and watch out for the next few videos. Enjoy. Wait. After RIRJ, then after NS, I actually don't know what happened.
I disappeared and became a unicorn now.
Okay. And then you reincarnated now.
I did NS.
Yeah.
I did my basic military training, then I ended up in MDC.
Yeah, MDC, right? Okay, no, that part I remember.
Yeah,
I ended up in that.
But then while I was even before I went into NS, because I told people I was gay in NS.
Yeah.
And then so I declared it technically.
Okay.
So my enlistment was much later.
Wait, so they actually delayed your enlistment for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, so they delayed it. They delayed it because they needed to make sure that I'm not faking it. So they sent you a psychological assessment.
Okay, and they asked you like, are you like man?
They ask you questions.
Okay.
Some of which are very lame, like, are you the man or woman in the relationship? I'm like,
oh really? They asked you that? Okay.
we're both men. That's the point.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, they sent me to that. So I enlisted late. So I started dancing with a contemporary dance company.
Yeah.
Because I like dance in JC, so I started dancing. I joined a contemporary dance company. I went up to apprentice level.
Yeah.
And I kind of was dancing professionally. And then after that, NS happened. And then so I was doing NS, and I was doing company classes at night. And then when I finished NS, I started doing. You know, I had to make more money. I mean, NS doesn't pay much, but at least it gave you some money.
Yeah.
So and then I started doing. I still did the contemporary stuff.
Yeah.
And I was doing corporate gigs as well, where you dance for launches and events and all that, and commercials, whatever. So we'll dance for all that.
Okay. And this was during NS,
during and after NS.
Okay.
So
wait. Sorry, go on. I think you're going to talk about it.
No, I was just going to say I graduated in 2009. I
Yeah.
enlisted November 2010.
So it's a whole year before you enlisted.
Yeah. And then I finished in November 2012.
Okay.
Did I finish? Yes, I finished in November 2012.
Yes.
And then I left Singapore in August 2013.
Okay. Wait, so you had a year, but it was, okay, it's the regular random 9 months that all of us have to just like chill out and do nothing, right, between NS.
Yeah, but I was dancing and working.
Yeah, you were dancing and working. Okay, that's the part that I'm confused. Which school do you go to here?
I went to Bird College. It's more of a musical theatre dance college.
That's the part where I lost track of where you went.
There's actually a lot of schools here. So a lot of dancers in Singapore, I feel like in Singapore there's a certain snobbery within the art scene where people look down on people who don't do theatrical artistic dance. So if you're not in ballet or if you're not in contemporary, there's a certain snobbery to it. Maybe it might be different now, but 3 years ago, or at least not the people I work with, but the people above me did think like that.
Yeah.
And that was just in my limited circle.
Yeah.
Maybe it was different in the other circles, but there was a certain snobbery in it.
Yeah.
And so the schools that are known to Singapore would be Rombae, London Contemporary Dance, Laban. So when I went to Bird, and also in Singapore, colloquially, Bird means cock. So people laughed at it. But
there's a law firm called Bird. in the UK, that's the point.
Yeah. Well, the college was called Doreen Bird College. It's because the lady was named Doreen Bird.
As in BYRD, right?
No, it's BIRD.
Oh, BI, like literally a bird.
So her surname was Bird. And then the college, the person who founded it was Doreen Bird, and then the college was named after her.
Yeah.
So it has no reference to penis whatsoever.
So it's a 3-year thing.
Yeah, I did that for 3 years. I left early.
Yeah.
So start of third year,
Yeah.
which is in September.
Yeah.
I flew back from Singapore after summer in Singapore, and my friends from UK actually came with me to Singapore to experience, and then we flew back, and he was like, "Oh my god, we need to audition for Aladdin, the musical." I was like, "Oh my god," because we missed the London auditions.
Yeah.
So
wait, if you weren't going to audition for Aladdin, or I think in America they pronounce it Aladdin or whatever, what were you going to do?
I don't know, whatever job turns up, you know, there's a certain amount of luck. There has to be a job that's suitable for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, my friend was like, "You need to audition for London." We missed the London audition for Aladdin, but we missed the London audition, so let's go up to the Manchester auditions.
Okay.
So I was like, no, that means I have to wake up at 5 and I'm not a morning person. But he managed to drag me to the audition and I got the job.
In Manchester?
Yeah, I had to take the fucking train up to Manchester.
Oh wait, it was the auditions in Manchester for the West End one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they auditioned
I thought they
several
were going to
places.
do like a Manchester thing after the West End.
No. They auditioned in several places. They auditioned in Manchester and London. I think they auditioned in some cities in Europe as well. Yeah, a lot of people audition. It's not like Singapore where 30 people turn up. It's like 3,000 people. So I got the job and then I started rehearsals in April.
Were you equity at that point?
Yes.
So were you equity first or were you casted first then equity? Because usually they only cast equity or something.
So over here they have a student equity thing.
Oh, was it student equity?
So I was in equity... Oh no, I was in equity after I got the job. But as a student. And then after that you upgrade your membership.
Are there different rights over there?
Oh God knows, I have no idea.
You should have known this.
I was just supporting the cause. I was like, yes! Equity! But then what you do have to... You do pay more when you're on a full membership. Yeah. It depends on where your pay ranking is and then...
Okay. So then you joined the cast of Aladdin, was 2013,
No, this is 2016.
2016.
So this was April 2016. I left college in March. And I was supposed to graduate in June. But all the assessments were done. I submitted my dissertation. So it's all settled. I will go back for graduation in July.
Okay. So they don't do the weird thing with like October, right? There's some schools that are like freaking
No,
October.
we did the graduation ceremony in July. Because we have, as a performing arts college, there was things like Asian Showcase and the Summer Showcase as well.
Yeah, sure.
Asian Showcase for Asians and Summer Showcase usually to share with your family and friends, you know, what you've been doing for the last 3 years.
What was your dissertation?
Well, my degree was in professional dance and musical theatre.
Okay.
My dissertation was... God, I don't even remember.
Something about history of dance?
No. Wabi Sabi, the beauty of imperfection in dance.
Okay. By the way, it's a very modern thing. If you look at all academic writings nowadays, it has to be something, colon, something. It can never be like the theory of relativity, you know what I mean? It has to be like physics, the theory of relativity. It's just a thing nowadays.
Is it? I didn't know that.
If you look at almost all academic writing needs a prelude and a title. It's just a trend.
Well, can I just say that my college wouldn't follow such trends? It's just, I guess it's coincidence because someone... No, it's not that. It's just that we don't because the people in my college just don't really follow trends because they're not very... A lot of them aren't academic. Not that they're untalented, but because over here you have the opportunity to pursue something other than academics at a much earlier time. So they would never end up following such things.
Yeah.
But then again, there was someone in class who asked me how to spell October.
Okay.
So...
Did the person graduate?
I think so. But probably not with a first. I think... I don't know. I don't even know who it is anymore. I just remember they asked the class, how do you spell October? And I just...
And it's funny because then you always get your English is so good, right, when you're Asian.
I do. But then the thing is, over 3 years, I realized my English is actually better. It's not that the English is bad, but because they learn English through speaking, so it's very colloquialized. So they'll say things like "we was," "I was sat," rather than "I was sitting," "we were."
But isn't that quite dependent on where you come from in the UK?
Yeah, that's also dependent on that. But another example is in Singapore we use words that, because I don't know, that we use English differently. So we use words that you wouldn't use in UK. So for example, when I say thrice, which we do use in Singapore.
Yeah, I use that sometimes.
Over here I say thrice and people go,
Like,
Are you speaking Shakespearean or
yeah.
why are you using thrice? Why can't you just say 3 times?
Yeah.
I use words like seldom, but over here they like use words like rarely. So when I use seldom, they look at me weird.
Okay, so in the US, right, they always use oftentimes, and I'm like, it's quite weird because I only go you often do it, not like you oftentimes. Yeah, so it's a bit strange to me. Same thing.
What's funny was in first year I wrote an essay.
Yeah.
And I used the word curt, you know, like when you give monosyllabic answers.
Yeah.
He was very curt.
Very curt, yeah.
C-U-R-T. Went to a review of the tutor.
Yeah.
Obviously they don't really use that word here.
Yeah, so they're like, what's it?
He said, this word doesn't exist. He circled it with a question mark. And he already marked, and the marks had already been submitted by now. He's like, what word? This word doesn't exist. And I went, yeah, it does. He's like, no, it doesn't. I'm from England. And I went, Google it. He's like, oh, yeah, it exists.
So I think the good thing about living in the US is that I actually rarely get the your English is so good line. I feel like they probably are thinking it, but they don't say it.
Yeah.
Like people who grew up in the US don't say it because they're too polite to say it. And the second thing is in the US, I mean, yes, English is the first language for a lot of people, but they're not so snobbish about it. So
yeah. No, but over here it's not like they're snobbish. It's just they're surprised.
oh yeah.
Over 3 years, they eventually realized that my academic English was really good.
Yeah.
So people in my class would actually send me their essays to proofread.
Yeah.
And I guess coming from such an academic background, even though I'm not an academic person by in any shape or form, it just helped me develop a good use of academic English, and I would actually help them with their essays. Like, maybe this is grammatically incorrect.
Anyway, okay, so sorry, this was a tangent, but so wait. So you were on Aladdin. So you auditioned in Manchester.
Yeah, got the job.
Got a job.
I got the job sometime in October, November. I was rehearsing for a piece in college. Got a job. Cool. Did my degree, did my assessments, did my dissertation.
Yeah.
Left in Easter holidays to go back to Singapore to reset my visa.
Yeah.
Because unless you have a degree, you can't switch the visa.
Okay.
Because I hadn't graduated till July, I wouldn't graduate till July. I didn't have my degree, so I couldn't switch. So I had to fly back to Singapore. Disney paid for everything.
So it's actually produced by Disney.
Yeah. So Disney has a branch called Disney Theatrical.
Yeah, but I thought they only did the ones in New York. I thought the ones overseas were.
It depends. So, for example, in Germany, it's produced by Stage Entertainment. The one
there's nothing to do with Disney, or
no, it's still franchised.
Okay.
Yeah. So the same creative team that did the New York and the London version.
Yeah.
The same creative team would still fly to Germany to produce it.
Okay. Interesting.
So the thing of Disney shows is that they have to hold it up to all the same standards. So usually the shows are almost exact, not always, but almost exactly the same in each venue. So if you go to Tokyo, if you go to Australia, it's all quite pretty much the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that's the easiest way to QC, I guess.
Interesting. Okay.
And it's usually all the same creatives, and that's the same on Miss Saigon.
Yeah.
So Miss Saigon is premiered in, maybe not even the premiere, but the revival was in London.
Yeah.
And it was directed by by a guy called Lawrence Connor.
Okay.
Because, I mean, he's a big director, so he directs it and then he leaves and he comes back every once in a while. So I don't see him very often. Then after that, you have his associates. You know, Jean-Pierre Van der Stooy, we call him JP.
Yeah.
And then we have Jeffrey Garrett. And these are the associate directors and choreographers. And then Bobby Young's the original choreographer, just should put that out there.
Yeah.
And they were the ones, even though they did the one in London, they also flew to New York to not produce, like to create. To create the new version of the new Broadway version as well.
Wait, so let's say on Aladdin, right? So it's the same creative team as the one in New York.
Yeah.
But so I'm guessing the director moves over, but how many of the light designer did they bring the same person as well?
All the same.
All the same. The whole creative team is the same.
So the whole creative team is the same, but then they would depart this knowledge to a local team.
And then eventually the local team.
And the local team will run it. But then the people from US would still drop by to check on it.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So like check quality.
Yeah. They will come back every 3 months just to see that it's still what it's supposed to be.
So when did you start rehearsal on Aladdin?
We started rehearsals in April.
2016 or 2016?
2016. I think
Yeah.
it was 11th or 9th, something like that.
Okay, well, it's very specific. You should remember that.
I mean, it's because of my visa.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Got it.
Either on, I think either on 9th or 11th, and then after that we did the first preview in May 27th, and then
So
we
6 weeks.
yeah 6
Just
weeks
now.
audition, 6 weeks
Rehearsal.
rehearsal,
Yeah.
yeah, and then we did the official opening
Yeah.
in.
So this is the West End.
So this is the opening where the press is invited,
Gala.
and it's a big thing, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
They shut the whole street. They lay down a purple
Yeah.
carpet as paparazzi and
Yeah.
important.
And did it fly? No, of course it didn't fly.
The important people came in and stuff, and this was
Yeah.
June 15th, and then we have an after party,
Yeah.
which was quite full on. So you know the National Gallery, right? It's a pretty
Yeah.
fucking huge building.
Yeah.
They booked the whole fucking place
Yeah.
for press night.
The whole National Gallery.
Yes. So you know the big stairs
Yeah, I know.
in
what
the
it is.
beginning. So
Yeah.
you go in and then we had the press room.
Mhm.
I'm still quite annoyed. So all of us were, you know, you take there'll be paparazzi. You take photos if you're going up the
But
stairs.
usually one of the principals.
Yeah, I mean, of
Yeah.
course they spend more time with the principals,
Yeah.
fine. So, and then eventually everyone gets ushered into a press room where you
Yeah.
take pictures with a pad board, so there's
Yeah.
Aladdin, this
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff behind you, and then they'll do a short. If you're a principal, you get to do a short interview or whatever. So I was in my row, and everyone gets a few shots, and then Cynthia Erivo, who did the color purple on
Yeah.
New York.
Yeah.
I don't remember if she won the Tony Award or was just
I
nominated.
don't think she won.
I don't know.
I can't
But
remember yet,
she came in the queue behind me.
Yeah.
So when my turn came, it was
Everyone's
literally,
like,
it was literally like, okay, next, hi Cynthia. I was like,
Wait, but you weren't in costume, right? You were just
No, it was just in a
the
suit.
party. Okay.
yeah.
But
so,
still, I mean, it was.
so I was
really-
like,
Yeah.
I just queued up for half an hour, and I just took literally one frame,
Yeah.
and then they went, hi Cynthia. I was like, oh.
Yep. That's why you move out the food
I
chain,
mean-
you become a Cynthia Erivo and.
Tony Award nominee. What can I do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, so I was thinking about the Audra thing, right? So what happened was also that Audra McDonald. So like people were actually, because she was pregnant, she was heavily pregnant at the point in time, and so people would actually ask like, is Audra on before they actually buy tickets? Like if you're at the box office buying,
Yeah.
people would ask that.
And what happens when she's not on, though?
Just don't buy.
Yeah, but then sometimes people are ill.
Then you just bad luck.
Yeah, I guess.
But yeah, I mean, this is
I mean, I've never really worked in a show where we have like a major.
like a major star.
I mean, we have
star
people who are
card.
famous,
Yeah.
you know, but not people who would fly from a different continent to just watch
Yeah.
this person.
Hello again! I hope you enjoyed this first video. Again, there are going to be 2 more parts of this video to come. I want to know your thoughts about this video, so either reach out to me directly or write in the comments. And specifically, I want to know, have you learned anything from the conversation so far? Let me know, and I'll see you in the next couple of videos.